Good evening and welcome to my weekly YouTube channel, The Abuse of Power, State and Legal. We're coming to you live from Limerick and it's Friday the 25th of July 2025. Okay, please have a read of the description box. It says who I am, what this YouTube channel is about. I'll try and edit it in here so you can take a quick peek at it. You can pause and read it in your own time. Okay, this is the journey of loan, AIB loan 11876-020. This is episode 4. Previously, what happened in last week's channel, it's relative to Joynt Crawford Dublin-based law firm made an application to dismiss a witness summons requesting the attendance of 3 AIB employees in Limerick Circuit Civil Court on Friday, the 25th of March, 2022, and court was cancelled that day. The matter proceeded. The next I heard was on Thursday, the 7th of July, 2022, which is, it's 3 or 4 months later. A hearing had taken place in my absence whereby Joynt Crawford Law Firm, represented by Anita Finucane, Barrister at Law, in court before Judge Colin Daly, dismissed the witness summons requesting attendance of AIB employees, and that hearing was taking place in my absence. Joynt Crawford notified me on the 7th of July that the hearing had taken place 35 days earlier on the 2nd of June, and I wasn't aware of this. I immediately contacted Limerick Court Office and said, what's after happening here? Limerick Court Office didn't know, and they began an investigation to see how a hearing took place without my knowledge. Limerick Court Office returned to me on Tuesday, the 12th of July, which was Tuesday, the 12th of July, which was 5 days later. When they examined their records, Limerick Court Office found that they had sent me a notice of the hearing, but the difficulty was they'd sent it to the wrong address. So now a hearing had happened in my absence. I wasn't present in the courtroom, and Anita Finucane, Barrister at Law, used what I'm alleging is an untruthful sworn affidavit, which she personally instructed the Dublin-based solicitor to write to dismiss this witness summons. In fairness to the court office, they were in bits about what had happened. This is on Tuesday, the 12th of July. Courts closed for summer recess on Friday, the 15th of July, 3 days later. And the difficulty is that Judge Colin Daly had left for the summer recess, so he couldn't be made aware of what had happened. In addition, the procedure to review this order dismissing the witness summons, once a judge signs the order at circuit court level, I've only got 14 days to appeal that decision to the High Court. But the difficulty is Joynt Crawford Law Firm waited 35 days to tell me, and the court office sent my notice of the hearing to the wrong address, so it wasn't possible. So what we decided to do was make an application back to the circuit court and make Judge Colin Daly aware of the circumstances surrounding his dismissal of the court order and to seek his further direction. And this couldn't be meant until after the next court appearing was in September, October. So I filed a notice of motion on Thursday, the 28th of July, which was approximately, I'm not sure, Tuesday the 12th, 28th. It was just over 14 days later from the Limerick Court Office realising that my notice had been sent to a wrong address. Right. And to say that wasn't the correct procedure. The correct procedure would have been to appeal the decision to the High Court, but the 14 days had expired. And Judge Colin Daly was the only one, who was aware that the affidavit was untruthful relative to the direction that he gave in the previous hearing. So that's really it. We have a short video today. Now, next week, the matter reappeared on the 7th of October, 2022, and we arrived to court to make the judge aware of what had happened. But unfortunately, Judge Colin Daly was no longer presiding in the Limerick District, or he wasn't presiding in this court of the Circuit Civil Court, and it was replaced on the 7th of October. We had a new man, Judge Michael Walsh, and Anita Finucane appeared on that day. So that's really it. But there's two real key points here which are really worth noting. That a hearing dismissing an application hearing to dismiss the attendance of 3 AIB witnesses to court was held in my absence. And the key points is the Joynt Crawford Law firm waited 35 days to tell me that the hearing had taken place, and the Limerick Court Office had sent my notice to wrong address. The difficulty is, the allegations that Joynt Crawford are using an untruthful sworn affidavit. So, there's only really two possibilities. I hope my notice of that hearing wasn't sent to a wrong address on purpose by somebody in the court office. Obviously, we've no evidence. We're not accusing anybody. But the other possibility is that Joynt Crawford got very, very lucky because they were able to keep me out of a courtroom and to prevent me telling Judge Colin Daly what had happened. That's really it. And next week's YouTube channel will be jumping on to the 7th of October for Judge Michael P. Walsh and Anita Finucane. That's really it. If anyone's following this sequence of events, please consider hitting the like, and please consider hitting the subscribe. And we'll see you all next week. And thank you very much for tuning in. All right.